CE Zoom is not just a digital filing cabinet. It is a true regulatory-specific compliance tracker. During their renewal period, professionals will be able to digitally submit their transcripts straight to the regulatory agency from their CE Zoom account. Each agency will have their own dashboard. To complete an audit, there is not a requirement to integrate with a current licensing system. However, if integrations are preferred, CE Zoom can customize that functionality. Each regulatory agency account dashboard has 6 different buckets to manage their audits and submitted transcripts. The first is Total Professionals. From this screen, you can connect with a professional, create compliance orders, leave notes, and select professionals for an audit. Choose whom to audit and systematically identify candidates for audits based on any configurable parameters in the system. When pre-selecting professionals for an audit, you can select if you want to audit the current renewal period, next renewal period, or select additional custom audit parameters. Submitted transcripts not chosen for an audit are where all transcripts not chosen for an audit will initially be stored. From here, the agency can choose to audit or move to ready to relicense if an audit is not required. Chosen for audit will store all active transcripts of professionals that have been chosen for an audit and show the audit status. This bucket can be filtered by regular audits, pre-licensure requirements, and compliance orders. Waiting on resubmission will store all transcripts that have been marked as failed and all compliance orders that have been issued but not completed. Ready to relicense will store all transcripts that have either passed an audit or were not chosen for an audit. This bucket is used for all professionals that have the green light to be relicensed. Pending relicense will store all transcripts that have passed an audit or were not chosen for an audit but have other outstanding audits or compliance orders that must be completed prior to being relicensed. Closed transcripts store all completed compliance orders, pre-licensure requirements, and submitted transcripts, both audited and not chosen for audit, of professionals that were issued a renewal license. The top of the transcript will display an overview of the professional requirements. How many CEs are required, how many have been completed, and how many have been applied to the overall CE renewal period. The rules and regulations set for each license type determine how the earned hours are allocated. All requirements are displayed in groups that separate the CE requirements according to different parameters, such as minimum hour requirements, maximum hours allowed, educational methods, course categories, and more. This uniform fashion of displaying the requirements significantly decreases the overall auditing time to almost nothing, allowing the regulatory agency to know exactly how each professional fulfilled their requirements. Any group that has a minimum requirement will have a progress indicator showing the completion of that particular group. In this example, the first group displays the CPR requirements, showing that the agency requires the professional to have an active CPR certification each renewal period by completing at least 4 hours in CPR every 2 years. This group must be satisfied by completing a live course by a required approved provider that is specifically identified by the regulatory agency. All CE certificates that are issued through the CE Zoom platform will be noted by a green check mark icon. These certificates are personalized when issued to the professional, and therefore cannot be manipulated, edited, nor can they be allocated to track differently without an override warning flag for the auditor. All CE records issued outside the CE Zoom platform will need to be manually uploaded. All manually uploaded records will have a warning icon under the issued column for fast and easy recognition of CE records that could have potentially been manipulated or entered incorrectly by the professional. If no CE certificate was attached, the View Certificate button will be grayed out. CE Zoom also tracks CE credit hours that can be obtained by methods other than class instruction, such as volunteer hours, teaching and delivering CE presentations, serving as a board member, publishing academic articles, and more. Additional mandatory requirements can be activated for professionals that meet particular terms. For example, this professional stated they engaged in the administration of local anesthesia during the CE renewal period. Therefore, this group of additional requirements became mandatory for this specific professional. All CE records or hours that are not recognized by the regulatory agency or have no match to requirements will be stored and tracked under the exclusion group, and the earned hours will not be applied towards the overall CE renewal requirements. Each record will have a flag status explaining the reason the hours are not applied. These statuses can be viewed by hovering over the flag or when viewing the record. There are over 25 other flag statuses for records that will be noted with a colored flag for the auditor. By clicking the View button, the auditor can view the way the CE record was allocated and compare the entries to the CE certificate. Let's look at what happens when a CE record is not acceptable. In this example, the professional attached a certificate that did not support the entered CE record details. The auditor will select Deny and choose if they want to edit the record to correct all inaccurate CE details or exclude the record. Both options will reallocate the CE record to the appropriate group, and the tracker will auto-calculate the professional's new compliance level. At the completion of the audit, if the professional's transcript still shows 100%, then the professional passed the audit. Compliance orders and additional requirements can be managed one of two ways. They can be added as a completely separate mandated order, or they can be added as additional requirements within a regular renewal cycle. Both display with a yellow sidebar to alert the auditor that this group is associated with a compliance order or additional requirements.